friend or Bibby, I'd like to introduce you to my new papercrafting collection in the Fantasy Flowers range. Now, you may previously have seen the dies and the stamps, and we've now brought to you a whole die cut card making collection. And part of that are the Twisty pop-up cards. And these are beautiful cards that have printed designs on the front with decoupage layers. And then they also have the beautiful twisted pop out that comes out of the center. So this is all pre-cut for you and ready for you to actually decorate. So we have again the different floral designs. So this is the periwinkle. Over here we also have the country garden one, which has that beautiful layer on the front of there, and you can see again how it pops out with those fabulous messages on the inside. We've also got the exotic in this collection too. So the exotic blooms are beautiful in the aqua colour. And we've done another one, which is this beautiful rounded flower that you might have seen in the floral gem collection that I've brought to you. And this one has been created by matting and layering onto another backing card to give it a little bit more presence and stability as well. So let me show you what you would need to create the card. So first of all, you will have your card base, and the card base is pre-printed on both sides to give you a really beautiful coloured design. You've then got the sheet which will give you your mechanism to do the twisting and your little folded card that sits on the inside of there. In that design sheet, you're going to get an extra little motif, and you're going to get a couple of shapes which give you the option to stamp a message onto them. And the sheets look a little bit like this. So this is the aqua one, as you can see, and your card. And then you'll also have another sheet that will have, in fact, two sheets that have the messages that pop out on the inside of them. So I've already popped my components out here on the table. There is one more sheet that matches the whole of this kit, which is your decoupage layers, which, as you can see here, gives you all four of the designs on the one sheet for mounting up and layering on the front of your cards. So let's start at the beginning. So we're going to open that card out and lay it flat. You have your mechanism here that's going to do the popping, and this is double-sided, so it has a beautiful matching design on the inside of the card. It's already pre-scored for you, so you're going to fold it along those lines that you see there on your scoring. Now, I do find it useful. There isn't a centre line down here, but I do actually find it quite useful that if you fold it in half and create that little centre line, that helps you to centre it on your card for your pop-out mechanism to work perfectly. So once you've done that, you can see you've got your little sections there, and this just folds back to create this effect, a little bit of origami there for you. So we've got that point at the top, and this is actually how the pop-out mechanism is going to work. But this is going to invert now to the side to create that design and detail on the inside of there. Okay, then we have our set of card here, which again is all pre-scored. So we're just going to fold it along those lines, and it does actually benefit you to actually work this both ways and make sure those fold lines are perfectly in order and scored and ready to stick onto your card so that they're nice and crisp and sharp. If you've got a bone folder, you can go down the edges of those with them too. This little mechanism here is your beautiful pop-out detail, and this is all pre-cut for you and has a score line down the centre of there, so we're just teasing that out, and it has a score line down the little back section there. If you have a little bit of extra paper there, just take that out. So again, make sure this is really well pressed and scored to fold. Makes all the difference when you're actually popping the card and getting that mechanism working. The same here again. Pop that there. fold it along those lines, make sure it's nice and crisp, like so. A little bit of the paper back in there. Okay, so we've got our best wishes ready to go there. Okay, now then, the best thing to do is to stick your little messages into here first and foremost. And I use my glue to do that. And I fold them down so that I know where they're going to sit and that they're going to be neat into that fold. Take my quick grab glue and just pop that on the inside of here and fold that outer card, once you've made sure you lined up perfectly, onto that side. It does take a little bit longer because this is a cardstock that has a coating onto it, so we need to hold it for a little bit longer than normal, but it still is quite quick. You can use your red liner tape on this if you want to. The red liner tape would be the next best thing to use because you need the strength of that glue, and on that side as well. And we hold those down so they will grab nicely. This one should be okay now, so we can open that up. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. And then fold that back in so that it's nice and snug into there. Then your opposite side over here. And again, just pop your glue onto there. Fold that back in again and just hold that down so that's going to grab nicely for you. Like so. Pop that to the side. Okay, now we need to get our mechanism into this section here. So now we've folded that down, and I would line that up so I can see that that's going to sit into there. So again, this needs to be as neat as we can into the back of the fold of our card. And we're going to put our glue right around the edge. And again, you could do this with your red liner if you preferred, and press that down. Hold this quite strong. We want to make sure that we have got that really good grab and it's held perfectly onto there. And then we flip that over and we do exactly the same on the other side here. So put our glue onto this section. And again, you know, not all glues will actually be strong enough to hold this in place because it's going to have a good working mechanism to all of this now. Now, before I put that inner section, I'm going to actually decorate the front of this up because I'm going to just use some of my glitter onto here. So that'll give that time to set as well. So what's really nice is with the quick stick glue, you actually have such a fine metal tip. We can go around the edge of this whole design here and just get a really nice sparkly edge to it. So just running round with the glue like so, because this dries completely clear, so it would give us the opportunity to put our glitter onto here and add that touch of sparkle. And the same around the edge of here, the two little frames down there. And this is going to dry quite quickly because it's quite a fine layer that I've put on. And here. And then we're going to take our our glitter. And this is the Shimmering Sparkles glitter from my collection, which gives a beautiful lilac-y bluey tone. Pop that down, shake the extra off, and you see there how we've just edged that around there. Just going to pop that to the side so I can pop my glitter back in the pot for a minute. And then while that's drying, we're just going to take the little flowers that we need from our sheet here and shape them. So all of these are die cut, ready for you to use. So just pop them out of the sheet, and they're pretty much in the order that you will actually need. So all of those pop out nice and easily. And then we're going to emboss those just to give them a little bit more shaping. So we're going to go back to our mat, and you could just literally stick them directly on. That's your prerogative if you want them to be shaped or you want them to be flat. But just again taking a ballpoint embossing tool and running over the back of these, and I do tend to follow the line of the petals, just gives it that much more natural look to your flower. And you don't have to be quite so perfect in this. The trick is not to go over the edge of the paper or card, because if you go over the edge, you're going to flatten all that shaping that you've just done. You're just going up to the actual tip of those petals, and you see there it's just rounding it ever so slightly to make it look a little bit more realistic for me. So it's a simple technique, but it's worth doing. So worth treating yourself to one of the embossing mats and a really good ballpoint embossing tool to make all that difference. And just run around here. Now another tip for you, sometimes you will find that when you're working on cardstock like this, it doesn't actually slide as well as you like. So these little bars of soap that you might pick up in a hotel room, or any that you've got in your bathroom for that matter, or even wax, beeswax is a great one, or on a candle, you can run your ballpoint tool onto the candle, and that just gives you a little bit more glideability over the back of your cardstock to do that shaping. You see I'm nearly done now. It's quite quick really. You could spend a little bit more time of course and press even harder and get even more detail, but I just want to round these off like so. Okay, so I'm going to now put actually my 3D foam on the back of here, and that's going to be our fastest route to do this actually. We could use our glue gel, but we'll go for 3D foam. And I'm using the 2mm 3D foam. Again on the roll, enables me to cut it to whatever size I want it to be, to sit in the back of all of my little flower layers. And that's going to give us that lovely dimension, just to create that extra depth on our card, like so. And then I can even cut smaller slivers of this to go behind the leaves as well to support them. And that also my little leaves here too. Those little sections to give me a 3D effect there. And here. Okay, so now we can put our layers of our decoupage onto the card, starting with the largest segments first, and then layering those up. And you can see by coordinating the little colours at the side where your flowers match up. If you wanted them directly straight, as you could actually tilt them if you wanted to as well, so that they weren't perfectly married up. Now the way that these have been cut out is that they give you like the solid flower over the top and then a very detailed flower for your top layer. But what I've actually done is use those extra little detailed flowers to bring a little bit more dimension into your decorating. So we can pop your extra flowers up here at the top of the card and at the bottom of the card to give a little bit more decoration. And our little leaf designs can be added on to there too, which just bring your card to life. And that one's going there, and I did have one more. Oh, my other flowers there too. Pop those on. To here. And this section, I can just see my 3D foam popping out from under there, so I'm going to trim that down. And that's going to sit on to there. Now I might just add a little touch of sparkle with my brand new glitter gems on to the top of these. Now the glitter gems are self-adhesive, but I do find that it's worth just putting an extra little bit of adhesive onto your cardstock when you're adding the glitter gems on, because we've shaped those flowers as well. So just using the glitter gems and popping those onto the design in the centre of the flowers, just to finish that off beautifully. There we go, so you can see the front of our card now taking shape. And my glitter's more or less dry there on the front, so we can now finish off the centre segment. So to attach this into the centre, now the important thing is to get this centred in place, and this is why I did that little fold line before on there, because now I can match my card there with the fold line that I've already done. We're going to fold this in here, and we're going to apply our glue, and I'm just doing half of that bottom section there. Open that out and stick that down. Now you need to hold again for a few minutes to make sure that sticks well. And then you actually stick the top opposite section here. So bottom on your right and top on your left, and then press that down and hold that there too. Then after leaving that for a few minutes to dry, you will see this will fold up and it twists in, and just allow that mechanism to work so you can see that that has popped together beautifully for us. So that's going to twist back in. So you need to do it a few times to make sure that it's twisting and folding and nipping in there perfectly. Now then, I thought it'd be nice just to decorate the inside of the card. So I've taken my periwinkle posy die and cut these out already. And I just thought it's nice to have a little bit of a decoration across the bottom of each of those cards. It could come up one side if we wanted, or down one side, but I think it's quite pretty across, running across the bottom of there. So I just cut these out earlier. And then I'm just going to use my glue on the back of them, across here and here, just to pop that over there. Let's just see how much we can fit on. About there, I think. I'm going to have this one. So I need that leaf as well to be stuck there. And then just flip that over, and I'm going to trim the excess off there, just down the side. Just turn that back, and just some little flowers popping over there, and a little bit on this side, just nipped over. And then the same onto this edge. I just think it gives a nice detailed finish to it. Now you can also mat and layer these cards, cut into them, use all the components on other cards too. Nothing to stop you playing with them in many different ways as well. In fact, it's quite nice to do that, to experiment and do exactly that. And that one's going to come here. Flip that back again. Cut it this way a little bit easier. Across the edge of here. So we've got a nice decoration now on both edges, so I think it just looks a little bit nicer when you open that up than just that plain top and bottom. And then for the back, we've actually got this extra little section here. So what I've done here, I've cut in the double-sided adhesive film that we have. Well, it's a single side actually, and if you fold it in half, you can make it double. So all we have to do is just separate this when you're ready, and just take the edge of this and peel back one side, and then going to pop that on the back of my card. Then we're going to peel the other side off as well. And that now reveals the adhesive. And then I'm going to stick my little posy that's left on my sheet as centrally as I can onto there. And take the paper again and just use the glitter to go around the edge of that. And just rub that into that adhesive. So then we'll have the matching glitter motif on the back of the card as we have the glitter detail around the edge of the topper. Really cute. And then you've got your two little sections there if you've got the stamps to stamp into them to put a message on. And we've completed our Twisty Foldy card.